It is crazy that we just look at the price right now. We should be looking at the price and the history because then we get this clear picture of what this asset is doing. And this is with respect to Bitcoin and Ether. And I think that's actually a huge thing to actually note what is happening with this particular asset right now, trending higher. And why is that happening? There is a reason for that, right? You see XRP 100% above the bottom, whereas others say Bitcoin is still close to that bottom. Why is that? The utility is what is pushing this one right now. As of Q2 2022, this is the latest stuff. It is 15 billion which is being moved through XRP ledger or the on-demand liquidity. What you are going to see is exponential growth as you step ahead inside this year and the next one. So when you get the data for the third quarter, you will be surprised because before this, Q1, they talked about 10 billion. In Q2, it's 15 billion. So that's a 50% growth. So if that is taking place in a world, in a country scenario, let it be US, let it be worldwide. ODL, they do worldwide except US because of the SEC. But right now, this stands true for every part of the globe. And if in that scenario this is happening, think what XRP can do in next 3 to 5 years. Because when I saw this, at a time when you are looking at this one and then the first one from Alpha actually, it really makes a lot of sense to see like, okay, people in Ripple like Brad, Chris and others, they have been in this industry for a long time. They've been an innovator, investor, leader, everything. So if they are putting money into the marketing like this at this time, and if you have recently seen how Brad is reacting in Twitter, being open about SEC, that kind of gives you an advantage or understanding of what is coming soon. Because at the same time, Ben highlights here the time which Ether is looking at to move fully onto Ether 2.0 is like 6 to 10 years. And I'm like, that may not really work well. But this is going to really work in favor of XRP and Flare network as it comes. Yeah, ADA will get some, but the way XRP is positioned and how the Flare network is getting connected to all these branches, it's going to be massive. This is the scientific investor family, where the normal common retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of the world. As we combine the charts for Ether, XRP and Bitcoin, we have three cases. One in which XRP is the base case, where you look at the indicators, MACD and RSI for XRP, along with the price action for other two. Then you go on make Bitcoin as the base and Ether as the base. You kind of get a clear picture that Ether is kind of really following Bitcoin, whereas XRP just started trending higher. So once you understand the fact that they all reach the same bottom here, if you just zoom in and put a vertical line here close to the bottom for all of them, they all reached the same territory, the bottom together, whereas XRP just went up. So the bottom is like 0.299. We went all the way up to 0.55. We kind of did 90% to the side, and we are still close to 0.5. Whereas others are still some way close to their bottom. If you put that bottom right in here, it looks something like this. Now, why is that? The big reason for that is one of which we talked about. The marketing push is increasing. So that means new money is coming more and more into this arena at a time when in general the market is slowly getting better in terms of the adoption. And then for Ripple especially, for on-demand liquidity. Now understand, this is the only one company pushing the on-demand liquidity on XRP Ledger, but XRP Ledger is open. A lot of people are developing on the XRP Ledger, and there is a ton of projects coming on this network. So this is not the only volume which you are going to observe there, because you kind of see $1 billion mostly on a daily basis, which even go up to 4, 5, 6 billion a day. This is huge. Why? Because this kind of gives you the narrative. If you have recently been listening to Kevin O'Leary, you'll be actually getting what the perspective is and how things are evolving. Because we all understand this is the base case for the economy. We are all looking for something like that. And if you've been paying attention, people are now moving more and more into crypto. We talked about that 3, 4, 5 months before, saying this is going to happen. And right now, if this was data for 2021, when you actually get the data for 2022, you will be surprised. Because, say for example, this is CAD. So you can just go on and check like USD CAD and think what just happened in last 1 year. So in 2021, it was kind of here, you were kind of okay, but then you just went here. You are close to 1.4 right now, where you used to be like 1.26, 1.27, right? So they are losing their purchasing power and they are slowly moving on to finding something which is better than the fiat. So one thing is for sure, people will enter into Bitcoin first, and then once they are in the market, they will see a lot of different assets here moving up crazy. And especially when you actually look at these, yesterday we talked about the volume scenario. Here, Fala actually went from 150 million, 200 million towards 1.5, 1.6 billion. And right now it's standing close to 1.1 billion. That's daily trading volume. You need to understand that. So yes, you will see these idea in the market if you are monitoring the market that, okay, people are entering there. Something can be super risky. If you feel it's super risky, you can avoid it. And if you feel, okay, there is an opportunity for that potential reward, you can take that. We are doing that. We've entered at least 4 or 5 different trades because we saw different opportunities, right? So this market is actually showing you the volume is increasing and it is doubling for some of these assets. If you've been monitoring, the volume just went from 1, 2, 3, 4. It kind of went nuts. Why is this so important? Because inside this market, now we are comparing XRP to others. But you look at the way the weekly chart is showing you the strength increase just for XRP being a large cap coin. So yes, when you put your money in, heavy part of your money, you want that to be highly liquid and highly fundamental asset, which can give you a way higher ROI than any competitor in that arena. But being, realistic, you will see a lot of small cap coins going nuts, which, is really going to be hard for you to catch, but you can try to trade it if you wish to trade. Otherwise, you're coming back to XRP and saying like, okay, yes, this one broke higher. Others, both of them are below their long-term trend line. I would actually put it that way because right now what we are talking about is like, usually anything above 12 months is considered as long-term. Right now it's 658 days. So this is long-term trend. One way you can put this is, yes, this is long-term trend. Yani, that is actually your long-term resistance as well. So if you even consider this as a standard deviation and try to connect between these, you're like, okay, we are at that resistance. Either we get rejected or we break out. If it's a breakout, that's a great scenario for the entire market. So now you go look at the same for Ether. And you just actually take this and put it in a way. So you see, yes, we tried a couple of times, but it was not successful breaking higher. That means each time you reach there, sellers are entering and pushing this one down, or at least the strength of buyers reduces. Right now, we are waiting to see what literally is happening because it's not only the trend and the strength here, it's the MACD. The way MACD is aligning for XRP is showing you like, okay, whatever happens, I just broke higher. And this happened early August, right? So you go back into the price action scenario and look at where August was like. You were still here close to the bottom and you had time to double your money in XRP. All the other scenario, if you are eyeing, the bottoms came in similarly. You see this? Here, Bitcoin and Ether bottom together. XRP was here and it bottomed here. It was late to the party, but Here, that was the March 2020 crash where all of them came in at that bottom together. After which you are looking at the tops where all of them topped out together. So XRP was slow, but then it accelerated and went to the upside. But right now, it's a different story. Now, why is this so much important? Because I'm looking at an asset, same crypto asset, and we've been talking this in the Patreon saying, okay, comparison with XRP, and there is a lot of interesting fact with that. XRP right now is leading these assets. Now, this one actually shows you it is kind of repeating the history. In my opinion, I would say that it at least look 95% similar. You kind of get three tops, you have a fake out, then you have a capitulation, then you go up, you get rejected once, you get rejected twice. So that's kind of a double top pattern, which does not push the price immediately lower. It kind of slowly goes down. So you don't have the momentum from the sellers side of it. Or in other words, you have buyers supporting it each time when it drops. Great. Now you look at this. You have the same scenario here. You capitulate. You go up, get rejected. You go up again, making a double top scenario. And you then come back down. But here, same. Each time you are being pushed down, buyers come in and they push the price back up, or they absorb whatever units are being dropped into the market. That is a positive scenario, at least the way we look at this. And if the history repeats for this particular asset, it's going to go another 20-30x, right? There is going to be massive run. And when you put this one and XRP together, you kind of see right now in last cycle, yes, that asset started before XRP started its rally. But in this cycle, XRP is leading. So last cycle, XRP was here, and this one started moving up 40-50 days. And this time, XRP is leading around 33 days. That is another huge thing to look at in a market where you have a lot of uncertainty. Because if you understand this properly, the expectations, now this is from Bank of America. So when you are looking at that, I'm like, okay, that does not actually look great. Now, why would I say this does not look good? Because in your assumption, saying, okay, we are going to push this core inflation down towards 1.3, that is like, okay, we are looking for May 23, and you are saying, okay, either you really have to push your interest rate all the way to the upside, or you maintain the level of interest rate which you are doing. So they may do one more hike and say, okay, we are going to pause at this range for some time. So the range is still high, the interest rates are high, and they remain the same. It's not going down. So you really see cost of money going up and staying there for some time in US markets, but they will give you a positive signal saying, okay, we are now going to increase further, which would be good for the markets. But on the other side, your cost of money just went up. So the job market, housing market, all of this, which are getting hit hard, is going to remain that way. They are going to rebalance, restructure the companies. So that means economically, it's not going to be great. And that is why when you have an opportunity like this, make sure you seize that opportunity. Because inside this market, yes, you don't want to take too much risk if you're entering, if you are new to the market and all. But make sure you do understand the opportunity exists. Because markets will do all these crazy stuff and it will be definitely volatile. When you look at the comparison between these and put the scale in a similar manner, say if you are trying to actually take them both together and put it in the same scale, which at least it looks similar, you can actually see this is XRP and this is Bitcoin, this is Ether for the scale matter. Now, when you actually take them here, you can see how they are completely lagging with respect to XRP. So if I actually delete all this for getting clarity for you guys, you see the bottom being here, all of them reached that area together. But right now, you only see XRP going up at a time when you do have this happening. So I don't think anyone can deny that utility matters and utility bull run is here. Whether we all agree or not, This is something to keep an eye on, because if you actually see this market bouncing from here, making another high above this one, that is going to be one thing which you don't want to miss in this market cycle, because you really don't want to miss a 600 700x run like last time. If history repeats, that's what we are looking at. And if you are conservative, you are saying, okay, I'm looking for a 50x, not 500x. Great. Put that in the numbers and look where it goes. So at 0.5, if you are saying, okay, I'm going all the way back down to 0.1, 0.2, it's your choice. But this is what the market shows to me. So guys, if you received value, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're looking for trading opportunities in a lot of different assets, which we are really trying to seize with patience, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.